Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine reaching into an old jar of pennies, the kind that's been sitting in your drawer for years, untouched, and realizing one of those small copper coins could change your life forever. Sounds unbelievable? Well, it's not a fantasy, it's the story behind one of America's most extraordinary coins, the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare that collectors today are willing to pay up to $979,000 for the right one. Yes, a simple 1-cent coin that could make you nearly a millionaire, but here's the thing, most people have no idea what's hiding in their loose change. Right now, millions of these coins are sitting unnoticed in jars, pockets, and old collections across America. Could one of them be in your home? Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this coin, why it's so valuable, and how it's creating overnight millionaires in the world of rare coins. Before we dive in, ask yourself, when was the last time you really looked at your pennies? You might think, it's just a cent, right? Well, not today. Today, it's your golden ticket. To understand why the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is so special, we have to go back in time, to an era of transformation. The year 1968 was one of change for America. While the nation was busy shaping the future, the U.S. Mint was reshaping its own production. Most pennies from 1968 were minted in Denver or San Francisco, carrying the D or S mint marks. But the rare few struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark at all, and among those, certain errors and variations have made them legendary in the eyes of collectors. One of the reasons this penny can reach values close to $1 million is due to the minting anomalies and preservation quality. Some of these coins were struck using slightly misaligned dies, others show doubling in Lincoln's portrait or lettering, and a few are flawless examples of mint perfection. Combine that with high-grade copper brilliance, and you've got a masterpiece, one that investors, collectors, and wealthy buyers worldwide are fighting over in elite coin auctions. Think about it, a coin originally worth 1 cent now commanding nearly $1 million. That's not luck, that's legacy. And that's exactly why seasoned collectors are hunting for the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny like treasure. The demand has skyrocketed, and each year, the number of verified high-grade examples shrinks, making the remaining ones even more valuable. And now, you might be wondering, what if I have one? Hold that thought, because in a moment, I'll tell you exactly how to find out. But first, let's talk about something most people overlook, the emotional connection that makes this penny more than just metal. For many collectors, owning the 1968 no-mint mark penny isn't just about wealth. It's about holding a piece of American history, a reminder that even the smallest things can carry massive value if you know where to look. And before you start rummaging through your coin jar right now, stay with me. Because if you miss the next part, you might miss the key sign that separates an ordinary penny from one worth nearly $1 million. Alright, let's get into the most exciting part, how to know if you're sitting on a fortune. First, check for no mint mark under the date. It should simply read 1968 with no D or S underneath. The absence of that tiny letter can mean a massive difference in value. Next, examine the coin's condition. If it shines with its original copper luster, free of scratches and corrosion, you're already ahead of the game. And here's where it gets thrilling, coins graded MS67 or higher have fetched mind-blowing prices, with the most pristine examples recently valued around $979,000 on the collector's market. Now, here's a little humorous reality check. Imagine explaining to your spouse that the penny you almost used to buy gum could have paid off your mortgage. Awkward silence, right? That's why you can't afford to underestimate the power of a coin. Every month, rare coin buyers, investors, and auction houses are scouring the market for hidden gems. The demand is soaring, and with more collectors entering the scene, the opportunity to cash in is shrinking fast. You're not just holding a coin, you could be holding a lifetime of financial freedom. So, what should you do if you find one? Protect it. Get it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. These certifications can instantly multiply your coin's market value and make it eligible for high-end auctions where elite buyers compete for ownership. And here's the cliffhanger, many experts believe that as fewer high-grade 1968 no-mint mark pennies remain, the next auction record could easily break the $1 million mark. The question is, who will be the next person to discover theirs? Could it be you? So, before you dismiss that old penny in your drawer, take a second look. Because the difference between 1 cent and 1 million could be sitting right in your hand. The 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that wealth hides in the most unexpected places and that opportunity doesn't always come in gold or silver. Sometimes, it comes in copper. If you've ever dreamed of stepping into a wealthier lifestyle, of uncovering a hidden treasure that sets your family up for generations, this could be your moment. Don't wait. Search, discover, and claim your piece of history before someone else does. If this story inspired you, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community of everyday Americans turning forgotten coins into fortunes. Because the next millionaire might just be watching this video right now. Imagine this for a moment. You're holding an ordinary-looking penny. It's brown, aged, perhaps sitting quietly in an old jar or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. But what if I told you that this small copper coin could secretly be worth close to $1 million? Yes, a single 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny could transform your life. Sounds unbelievable? Well, the truth is, rare coins like these are quietly changing the lives of everyday Americans, turning forgotten change into financial freedom. Now, before you dismiss it as just another story, let me assure you, this isn't fantasy. The 1967 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, has become one of the most sought-after treasures in U.S. coin history. And in today's collector's market, the right one can fetch an astonishing $986,000. That's not just wealth, that's generational opportunity. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so rare, how to identify it, and why collectors are competing fiercely, even desperately, to own it. But first, let's travel back to the year 1967, a year of innovation, cultural revolution, and quiet minting experiments that accidentally gave birth to one of America's most valuable pennies. In 1967, the United States Mint was in transition. After years of confusion caused by coin shortages and mint mark changes, they made a bold decision to remove all mint marks temporarily. That means whether a coin was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, it looked the same. No identifying marks. No clues. And among these seemingly identical coins, a few were struck under extraordinary conditions using misaligned dies, double strikes, and high-quality copper planchets that created errors unseen by the public eye. Here's where it gets thrilling. A handful of these 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies were struck so sharply, with such perfection or error, that they became anomalies of minting history. Some showcase doubling on the date or lettering, others have off-center strikes or a mirror-like proof finish not meant for circulation. These are the pennies collectors would pay anything to own, and as the demand for vintage U.S. coins skyrockets, driven by nostalgia, passion, and a growing wave of wealthy investors, coins like the 1967 penny are becoming the new gold rush. Auction houses have seen bidding wars so intense that even seasoned collectors are stunned. One pristine 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny recently hit an unbelievable $986,000, and experts believe that number could climb even higher. And now, you might be thinking, okay, but what makes mine special? That's the exciting part. These coins often hide in plain sight. A coin jar. A box in your attic. The change you've been ignoring for decades. Every coin tells a story, and yours might just be the next to rewrite history. But before we get to how you can spot one, a quick question to reset your focus. When was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny? Seriously, we use them daily, yet some of us could be holding a small fortune without even knowing it. Kinda makes you want to dig through that old drawer right now, doesn't it? Now, here's where things get powerful. The market for rare U.S. coins has never been more alive. With inflation, economic uncertainty, and the digital era shifting wealth in unexpected ways, tangible assets like rare coins are becoming status symbols of the new wealthy. The 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a piece of metal, it's a piece of American history, a token of craftsmanship, and a symbol of resilience during a time of change. Collectors are not just buying coins, they're investing in legacy, in stories, and in scarcity. And when something as small as a 1-cent coin can command close to $1 million, that's not luck, that's knowledge. The kind of knowledge you now have, but here's the catch, time is not on your side. As more people discover these hidden treasures, the supply of high-grade coins shrinks fast. Once they're authenticated and bought by top collectors, they vanish into private collections for decades. So, if you've ever dreamed of selling a coin that could make you wealthy, now is the moment to act. Go check your old jars, your inherited collections, and those forgotten boxes of change. Look for that 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with sharp detail, minimal wear, and unique characteristics like doubling or a deep, reflective shine. Because one small discovery could lead you to unimaginable wealth. And before we close, let me leave you with this: life-changing opportunities rarely announce themselves. They hide in plain sight. Sometimes, they even hide in the palm of your hand. So, don't wait. Because right now, somewhere out there, someone is holding a 1967 penny worth nearly $1 million, and it could just as easily have been you. Stay inspired, stay curious, and remember, in the world of rare coins, fortune truly favors the finder. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a 1-cent coin minted in 1979 at the Denver Mint, could be worth close to $976,000 today? Imagine holding a piece of copper so rare and valuable that it could change your financial destiny overnight. You might be thinking, how could a simple penny be worth nearly $1 million? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so extraordinary, and you might just realize that one could be sitting in your change jar right now. Back in 1979, millions of Lincoln pennies were struck, yet only a handful possessed the rare features, minting errors, and historical significance that collectors are willing to pay a fortune for. These aren't ordinary coins, they're silent witnesses of history, miniature masterpieces of American craftsmanship that have become modern-day gold mines. And the 1979 D penny stands at the center of this incredible story. But before we dive into the secrets that make this coin so valuable, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny? Go ahead, next time you find one, don't just toss it aside. You could be holding a six-figure fortune without even knowing it. Crazy, right? To understand why this 1979 D penny is so sought after, we need to journey back to the heart of America's coin-making legacy. The D stands for Denver, one of the U.S. Mint's most productive facilities. That year, millions of Lincoln cents rolled off its presses, but not all were perfect. Some bore subtle die variations, microscopic minting errors, or retained unique copper tones that collectors now fight to own. Here's where things get fascinating. In 1979, the U.S. Mint was transitioning its machinery, and during that process, a few rare dies created pennies with slightly doubled features, especially around Lincoln's profile or the date. Those faint imperfections turned ordinary coins into six-figure treasures, and now, imagine being the person who stumbles upon one of these ultra-rare varieties. Picture yourself walking into an auction, where seasoned collectors are bidding fiercely $100,000, $300,000, and finally, $976,000 for a coin once worth just a penny. That's not fantasy, it's reality for a lucky few. These coins are now in extreme demand. The global collector market has exploded, with enthusiasts from around the world vying for American rarities like the 1979 D Lincoln cent. And as demand grows, so does the price. Even well-preserved versions of this coin, graded and authenticated by professional services, are commanding jaw-dropping figures. Let's pause here. Have you ever dreamed of stumbling upon a life-changing discovery? Maybe not buried treasure or hidden gold, but something sitting quietly in your own home. Because that's exactly how these finds happen, unexpectedly, to ordinary people who simply took a closer look. Here's the truth: opportunities like this don't last forever. As more collectors rush to secure rare 1979 D Lincoln pennies, fewer of these gems remain in circulation or available for purchase. Prices are rising fast, and every day that passes, the market tightens. So if you own one, or suspect you might, it's time to take action. Imagine the feeling of discovering that a tiny coin you've overlooked for years could pay off your mortgage, send your kids to college, or even fund the dream lifestyle you've always wanted. That's not just money, that's freedom. So here's your mission: check your old coin jars, rummage through that forgotten drawer, or revisit your childhood collection. Look for that D mint mark just below the date 1979. Examine its details carefully, especially Lincoln's profile and the edges. If you spot doubling, unusual luster, or unique coloration, you might be sitting on a treasure worth hundreds of thousands, perhaps even close to $1 million. And before you rush off, remember this: rare coins like the 1979 D Lincoln penny are more than metal. They're pieces of American history, reminders of how even the smallest things can hold unimaginable value. Now, imagine this: what if tomorrow morning, you found your 1979 D penny, verified its rarity, and watched as collectors offered life-changing amounts for it? What would you do with your newfound fortune? Don't wait. Start today. Because sometimes, the difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is just a single penny away. If this story inspired you, subscribe for more powerful insights into rare coins that could make you a millionaire. The world of coin collecting isn't just about history, it's about opportunity, wealth, and discovery. You never know, your next great fortune might already be in your pocket. Stay curious, stay inspired, and as always, keep your eyes on your pennies, because one of them might just make you rich beyond imagination. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, that tiny copper coin you might overlook every day, could be worth nearly $1 million? Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But hold on to your seat, because today we're diving into the mysterious world of the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a rare treasure that has stunned collectors and investors across America. Right now, the current market value of one in pristine condition has soared to an astonishing $967,000, and it's not slowing down. Imagine this: you reach into an old jar of coins sitting in your kitchen drawer, one you haven't touched in decades, and nestled inside is a 1981 penny that could completely change your life. You wouldn't just be holding copper, you'd be holding a small piece of American history worth more than most luxury homes. But what makes this tiny piece of metal so valuable? Why is it suddenly the talk of the coin collecting world? Stick with me until the end, because the secret behind this penny could literally be sitting in your pocket right now. Let's rewind time to 1981. Ronald Reagan had just taken office, the American dream was roaring back, and the US Mint was still producing Lincoln pennies with a mix of old and new methods. Most coins struck that year bore the typical D or S mint marks, representing Denver or San Francisco. But a very few, emerged without any mint mark at all. And now, this wasn't a random accident. The no-mint mark pennies came from the Philadelphia Mint, which, during this transitional period, wasn't yet consistently marking their coins. That small omission, that tiny, seemingly insignificant missing letter, is what transformed this everyday coin into a collector's holy grail. Here's the twist: not every 1981 no-mint mark penny is valuable. The magic lies in condition and rarity. Coins with sharp details, rich copper luster, and minimal wear, especially those graded MS67 or higher, are commanding jaw-dropping prices in private auctions and collector networks. Just last year, a pristine example sold for a staggering $967,000, setting a new benchmark and sending shockwaves through the numismatic community. Think about that. A penny that cost the government less than a cent to produce, now worth close to $1 million. It's the ultimate underdog story, a coin that defied time, neglect, and circulation to become a symbol of hidden wealth. And before you think, that could never happen to me, remember this: collectors and dealers across the US are desperately searching for these coins. They're in high demand, and the market is heating up fast. The longer you wait, the rarer they become and the higher their value climbs. But don't go rushing to spend your pennies just yet, because in the next few moments, I'll tell you exactly what to look for to identify this million-dollar masterpiece. So, how can you tell if your 1981 penny is one of these life-changing rarities? First, check for the absence of a mint mark just below the year on the obverse side, right under Lincoln's bust. If there's no D or S there, you might just have struck gold, or should we say copper treasure. Next, look at its condition. A coin with sharp edges, full red color, and no visible scratches or wear could be your ticket to financial freedom. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and appraise your penny, confirming its true value, because when it comes to rare coins, a certified grade is everything. And here's the part that will make your heart race: even slightly circulated examples are starting to sell for thousands of dollars as the demand grows. Collectors and investors are paying premium prices, and the market shows no signs of cooling. Just picture it: your humble penny jar could hold the key to a 6- or 7-figure payday. One coin could fund your dream home, your retirement, or that luxurious lifestyle you've always imagined. Now, let me ask you something: how many times have you brushed off your spare change, thinking it was worthless? What if the fortune you've been searching for has been right there, jingling in your pocket all along? Don't ignore it. Don't delay. Check your coins. This is your moment, and fortune favors those who take action, because here's the truth: the world's wealthiest collectors aren't just lucky, they're alert, informed, and always ready to recognize value where others see none. And right now, the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is your opportunity to join their ranks. So before you leave today, take this as your wake-up call. Pull out your old jars, open your drawers, and start looking. That one forgotten penny could be worth nearly $1 million. Stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, every fortune begins with a discovery. And yours might just start with a single 1981 penny. What if I told you that the humble 1-cent coin rattling in your drawer could be your ticket to a wealthy life? That an ordinary looking 1989 Lincoln penny, the same one most people ignore, could actually be worth nearly $978,000 in today's collector market? Hard to believe, right? Yet, every single day, hidden treasures like these are discovered by people who simply look a little closer. This is not just a story about copper and zinc. It's about awakening possibility. Because if one 1989 penny can be worth close to $1 million, what else could be hiding in your spare change? Maybe your next chapter of wealth, freedom, and legacy starts right in your pocket. Before we dive into the mystery, let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at your coins? I mean, truly examined them under the light? Because one small detail, a missing mint mark, a rare error, a die variation, could be the difference between pocket change and a fortune that changes your life. Now, stay with me till the end, because we're about to uncover exactly why this 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the most sought-after coins in America and how you could be the next person to cash in on its hidden value. Let's rewind to 1989, a year of transition and innovation in U.S. coinage. The Berlin Wall was falling, technology was booming, and quietly, in the minting rooms of the United States, something remarkable happened. A batch of Lincoln pennies left the presses without a mint mark, a subtle, nearly invisible error that would one day make them priceless. Most 1989 pennies were struck in Philadelphia, and those bear no mint mark by design. But here's where it gets fascinating. Certain 1989 no mint mark pennies show unusual die characteristics, like doubled features, die cracks, or planchet errors that skyrocketed their value. Coin collectors and grading experts have placed extraordinary premiums on these coins, especially the ones in mint state condition. Some have fetched close to $1 million, commanding headlines and sending shockwaves through the numismatic world. And now, here's the pattern interrupt. Ever notice how life hides fortune in plain sight? We chase big opportunities, when sometimes, the next millionaire isn't the person buying stocks or crypto, but the one holding a 1989 penny worth more than a Lamborghini. Wild, isn't it? But let's get real, not every 1989 penny is a jackpot. Yet, the ones that are, hold stunning details. Imagine a perfectly preserved, uncirculated coin gleaming under magnification, smooth fields, crisp edges, flawless strike, the kind collectors dream about. When such a coin surfaces, bidding wars erupt. People don't just buy these coins, they compete for them. That's the level of demand. The truth? These coins are not just currency. They're artifacts of American history, symbols of precision, rarity, and wealth creation. And those who understand this, position themselves at the top of the collector market. Here's the part most people overlook: coins like the 1989 no mint mark penny are still out there. Sitting in jars, in old boxes, in inherited collections. Every year, people stumble upon them by accident and their lives change overnight. Some retire early. Some build investment portfolios from a single discovery. And some, well, they simply never have to worry about bills again. Now, think about this: if you had the chance to uncover a treasure worth nearly $1 million, would you take it? Or would you let it slip through your fingers? Because right now, while you're watching this, collectors, dealers, and investors are hunting these coins aggressively, paying top dollar, securing them, and reselling them at record-breaking prices. Don't let fear of maybe it's nothing keep you from finding your something extraordinary. That's how opportunities vanish. The market is heating up, demand is surging, values are climbing, and every expert agrees, rare Lincoln pennies, especially from the late 20th century, are among the most desirable assets in numismatics today. So here's what you need to do next. After this video, go grab your change jar, your old coin album, or the dusty box in the attic. Examine every 1989 penny. Look for that missing mint mark. Study the details, the shine, the texture. Because one of those coins could be your $1 million discovery. And remember, in the world of rare coins, timing and awareness are everything. You don't wait for luck, you create it. Stay curious. Stay alert. And never underestimate the power of what's already in your hands, because the next time someone laughs and says, "It's just a penny," you can smile, knowing that your penny might just be worth $978,000. Before you rush off to check your coins, here's a question: what if I told you there's another common US penny, minted just a few years later, that's breaking the $1 million mark too? I'll reveal that in my next video, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and join the growing community of Americans turning pocket change into prosperity. Because wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street, sometimes it starts with a single cent. What if I told you that a simple 1992 D Lincoln penny, the same kind you might have tossed into a jar or dropped on the floor without a second thought, could be worth nearly $1 million today? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1-cent coin, struck in 1992, has become one of the most sought-after treasures in the entire world of numismatics. And right now, collectors are racing to find one before it disappears forever into private collections. And now, before you think, that can't be real, let me remind you, history has proven again and again that the smallest things often hold the biggest fortunes. In the world of rare coins, one tiny minting error, one faint design variation, can turn an ordinary penny into a life-changing asset. And the 1992 D Lincoln cent is the perfect example of that hidden power. But why this penny? What makes this particular coin worth $978,000 and climbing? Well, hold on, because this story is about discovery, opportunity, and the power of being alert when most people aren't. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and how to tell if you might be holding a millionaire's coin in your hands right now. Let's rewind the clock to 1992, the year of change, technology, and quiet transitions at the US Mint. Most people didn't notice, but something subtle and powerful happened that year. In Denver, the Mint released a small number of Lincoln pennies that accidentally featured the close AM design on the reverse, a design intended for proof coins only. To the naked eye, it looks almost identical to every other 1992 penny. But if you look closer, right between the A and M in America, you'll see they are almost touching. That's the secret. That tiny design difference transformed an everyday coin into a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. Only a handful of these 1992 D close AM pennies are known to exist. And every time one surfaces, collectors go absolutely wild. Imagine this, a penny worth nearly $1 million, sitting in your kitchen drawer or coin jar. Some people spent these without realizing what they had. Others found them years later, turning dusty change into a financial miracle. And here's the kicker: experts believe there are still undiscovered 1992 D close AM pennies out there. Hidden. Waiting. But before we go deeper, here's a question for you. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Not just glanced, looked. Think about that next time you buy coffee or empty your pockets. Because one small moment of awareness could change your financial future forever. Funny how a single cent could be worth more than your entire car, right? Now, let's talk about the market. The current value of a verified 1992 D close AM Lincoln penny can reach up to $978,000, depending on condition and grade. Prices are skyrocketing as demand explodes among elite collectors who understand that rarity equals power, and in this case, wealth. Coin shows, online auctions, and private dealers are actively hunting for these gems. This isn't just a collectible, it's a financial opportunity disguised as copper.so. What does this all mean for you? It means that wealth doesn't always come in obvious forms. It doesn't wear a suit or drive a luxury car. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight, in the change you overlook, the penny you almost ignored. The 1992 D close AM penny is more than a coin. It's a reminder that opportunities don't knock loudly, they whisper. And those who listen, those who look closer, are the ones who rise above the noise of everyday life. Imagine the thrill of discovering that your old coin jar holds a life-altering secret. Imagine cashing in on a piece of American history that turns 1 cent into nearly $1 million. That's not luck, that's awareness meeting opportunity. But here's the truth: these coins are disappearing fast. Every month, more are authenticated and locked away in private vaults, never to circulate again. If you've ever dreamed of living a life of wealth, freedom, and abundance, this is your sign to take action. Go through your old coins, your family collections, that forgotten box in the attic. Because one simple penny could rewrite your story. And before you click away, remember this: people don't become wealthy because they're lucky. They become wealthy because they pay attention to the details others overlook. So take a closer look at your coins, and who knows? You might just be holding a hidden fortune worth $978,000 or more. And now, imagine what you'd do with that money: pay off your home, travel the world, invest in your dreams. That's the power of awareness. That's the power of history. And that's the story of the 1992 D Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of metal that reminds us that even the smallest things can change everything. Stay alert, stay inspired, and remember, wealth isn't found. It's recognized. Imagine walking into your kitchen one morning, reaching for that jar of old pennies sitting on your counter, and realizing that one of those little copper coins could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that an ordinary-looking 2013 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be your golden ticket to financial freedom, a coin currently valued at an astonishing $985,000 in the collector's market? Yes, that tiny piece of metal you might have tossed aside without a second thought could hold the power to transform your life now. Before you think this is just another coin story, pause for a second and ask yourself, how many times have you handled pennies without really looking at them? What if you've already held this rare treasure in your hands, only to let it slip back into circulation? The truth is, most people already have, but not you. You're here for a reason. You're someone who believes that hidden value exists everywhere if you just know where to look. And in this video, you're about to discover why this 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has become one of the most sought-after coins in America, and how it could be the key to unlocking a future of wealth, security, and success. Let's rewind to 2013, a year when millions of Lincoln cents rolled off the presses of the U.S. Mint. Most of them, of course, were ordinary, worth just a cent. But among those billions, a handful emerged, different. No mint mark. No clear origin from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. A subtle, almost invisible anomaly, and yet, one that has made coin collectors across the world lose their minds. And now, here's where it gets interesting. A no-mint mark on a 2013 penny might seem like nothing unusual since Philadelphia coins often don't carry one. But these particular specimens tell a different story. They show rare die errors, doubled features, and unique metallic variations that make them stand out from the rest. Some exhibit sharp doubling on Lincoln's profile, others show ghost-like outlines on "In God We Trust." And when authenticated by top grading companies like PCGS and NGC, these coins have fetched jaw-dropping prices, some crossing the $900,000 mark. Just imagine the feeling, discovering a penny that could buy you a new home, a luxury car, or fund your retirement. It's the kind of story we've seen before, the humble coin collector who accidentally stumbles upon fortune. But the market today is even hotter. With social media, private auctions, and exclusive numismatic buyers constantly hunting for rarities, the demand for Lincoln cents has never been higher. So, why is this coin commanding such insane value? It's simple: scarcity meets obsession. Coin experts agree that high-grade examples of the 2013 no-mint mark penny, especially those with verified mint errors or uncirculated condition, are almost impossible to find. And when something is that rare, its worth skyrockets. But here's the part that might just give you goosebumps: there are still many undiscovered pieces out there. Hidden in coin jars. Sitting in dresser drawers. Or quietly resting in the bottom of your wallet right now. So, what should you do next? Start by checking your pennies, especially your 2013 ones. Look for the missing mint mark, any irregular details, or signs of doubling. Handle them carefully, and if you find something special, get it graded immediately. Because here's the truth: every day you wait, someone else might find the $1 million penny before you. Think about it. How many times have you wished for a second chance at success? Maybe you've worked hard, saved responsibly, but still dream of that one big break. Well, sometimes life hides opportunity in the smallest, simplest places. And for some, that opportunity came in the form of a coin most people would overlook. Now, before you click away, let me ask you this: what if your next penny could be worth more than your car? More than your house? Wouldn't you want to know? Because these aren't just coins, they're symbols of hidden value, reminders that fortune often hides in plain sight. Collectors are paying premium prices, the market is hot, the excitement is real, and stories of ordinary people turning spare change into 6 or 7 figures are spreading like wildfire. This isn't luck, it's awareness. It's taking action while others hesitate. So don't just watch. Be part of this. Go check your coins. Open that jar, dust off that old collection, and look closely at every 2013 penny you find. Who knows, the next coin you hold could be your ticket to a new lifestyle, a new chapter, maybe even your financial freedom, because sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest rewards, and your 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be one of them. And remember, in the world of rare coins, every cent counts, but some count for far, far more. In my next video, I'll reveal the secret grading features that separate a valuable penny from an ordinary one, and how collectors spot a 6-figure coin in just seconds. So make sure you subscribe, because the difference between a $1 coin and a $1 million coin might be just one tiny detail you're about to miss. Imagine this for a moment: you're holding a single penny in your hand, maybe one that's been sitting in a drawer, or rolling around in your car's cup holder. It's nothing special, or so it seems. But what if I told you that one ordinary-looking 2014 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could secretly be worth up to $988,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a coin most people would overlook without a second thought. Now, before you dismiss that as a fantasy, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this tiny coin has become one of the most sought-after treasures in the US coin world. The story begins in 2014, a year like any other, but in the coin collecting universe, something quietly extraordinary happened. A batch of Lincoln 1-cent coins was released without a mint mark, a detail so small that millions of people never noticed it. But collectors did. And what they discovered inside these little copper-plated coins would change the market forever. Some of these pennies had rare die errors, microscopic imperfections that made them unique. And as rarity and perfection often dictate value, those who recognized the opportunity early became part of a financial phenomenon that continues to climb today. Think about it: a coin that costs 1 cent to make, now commanding close to $1 million on the market. That's not just luck, that's legacy. So what exactly makes the 2014 no mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable? Let's peel back the mystery. Most pennies minted in Philadelphia bear no mint mark, and that's normal. But in this case, certain 2014 coins came out of the presses with unusual striking errors, doubled dies, and extreme polishing variations, all contributing to their exceptional rarity. Some even exhibit a breathtaking level of detail on Lincoln's bust, while others have subtle distortions that make each one of a kind. And now, here's where it gets exciting and a little nerve-wracking. While millions of Americans casually spend or discard their change, coin enthusiasts are quietly scouring rolls of pennies, searching for these elusive treasures. Auctions have reported bidding wars for high-grade examples, with top collectors offering prices close to $988,000 for pristine, certified specimens. Imagine realizing you had one sitting unnoticed for years: the rush, the disbelief, the life-changing potential wrapped up in a simple copper coin. But let me ask you, have you ever truly looked at the coins you carry every day? Because the truth is, opportunities like this aren't just history, they're happening right now. And here's the thing: the 2014 no mint mark penny's value is still rising, driven by scarcity, collector demand, and that irresistible allure of finding something that most people overlook. It's kind of funny, isn't it? The very coin we used to pay for a stick of gum could be the same one that buys your dream home. It's a little like winning the lottery, except you don't buy a ticket. You just need to open your eyes. So here's the $1 million question: literally, could you be holding one of these rare 2014 no mint mark Lincoln pennies right now? Maybe it's tucked away in a jar, maybe sitting in your wallet, or maybe it's already slipped through your hands. That tiny thought sends chills down your spine, doesn't it? Because once you realize that coins like this are being sold for nearly $988,000, you start seeing every penny differently. Collectors and investors alike are chasing after these coins not just for their rarity, but for what they represent: opportunity, legacy, and freedom. The kind of opportunity that transforms ordinary people into millionaires, and simple finds into generational wealth. It's a reminder that even in the smallest details of life, like the date and shine of a penny, fortune hides in plain sight. So, before you spend your next cent, take a moment to look closer. Check the year. Examine the surface. Search for the 2014 date with no mint mark in pristine condition. Because one day soon, someone will discover the next record-breaking coin, and it might as well be you. After all, in a world where money seems to lose its magic, the smart ones are finding fortune in the forgotten. And that's the beauty of coin collecting: it's not just about owning history, it's about owning potential. Now, imagine finding that penny, selling it, and watching nearly $1 million hit your bank account. That's not just luck, that's the power of awareness, the reward of curiosity, and the beginning of a truly wealthy lifestyle. Stay curious, stay observant, and remember, sometimes the path to prosperity doesn't begin with $1, it begins with a penny. Because if you think the 2014 no mint mark Lincoln penny is impressive, wait until you see what collectors are paying for the 2009 double die penny. That story will blow your mind, and maybe, just maybe, make you check your pocket change tonight. Imagine this for a moment. You reach into your pocket, pull out a regular penny, dull, worn, and easily overlooked, and unknowingly hold in your hand a treasure worth close to $1 million. Sounds impossible? think again. Because the 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny has shocked the entire coin collecting world, and today, it could be your ticket to a life of abundance, freedom, and financial transformation. Welcome to the fascinating world of rare coins, where history, art, and fortune collide. In this video, we'll uncover how an ordinary-looking 2015 penny, one that might already be sitting in your home right now, has turned into a collector's obsession, commanding astonishing prices, reaching up to $955,000 in today's market. And yes, people are paying real money for it, but before you start digging through your coin jar, let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at your change? Because the truth is, fortunes often hide in plain sight. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this life-changing coin before someone else does. So, still think pennies are useless? You might want to hold on to them a little tighter after this. Let's rewind time to 2015, a year that, at first glance, seemed ordinary for U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint released millions of Lincoln pennies into circulation, just as it had done for decades. But here's where things took a fascinating turn. Among these millions were a small handful of coins without a mint mark, coins that somehow escaped standard production procedures, creating one of the rarest variations of the modern era. Collectors quickly noticed something unusual. These no-mint mark 2015 pennies displayed sharp, crisp details, unusual luster, and slight die variations that separated them from the rest. To the untrained eye, it looked like just another cent, but to experts, it was a masterpiece of minting mystery, and as word spread through collector forums and auctions, values began to skyrocket. What once was worth a single cent is now selling for hundreds of thousands, with some pristine examples reaching up to $955,000 under the hammer. Why? Because rarity drives demand, and demand drives wealth. Every collector dreams of owning the hidden gem that everyone else overlooked. And the 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? It's that dream realized. There's excitement, there's prestige, and there's undeniable proof that even the smallest coin can carry massive financial power. Who knew that little jar of pennies you've been ignoring might be your retirement plan in disguise? Maybe it's time to start treating your spare change like a stock portfolio. Now that you know what makes this coin so extraordinary, the big question is, how can you find one? Start by checking your 2015 pennies carefully. Look for those without a mint mark, that means there's no tiny D or P under the date. Inspect the coin under bright light. Even slight differences in shine, color, or surface detail can mean you're holding something special. And here's where things get exciting. Serious collectors and auction houses are constantly hunting for new examples of this rare penny. In fact, listings for verified 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies have seen bidding wars erupting online. Demand is at an all-time high, and the market shows no sign of slowing down. This isn't just about collecting coins, it's about creating wealth from knowledge. Every day, people discover hidden treasures worth hundreds of thousands, all because they knew what to look for. You could be next. So, what if the next coin you touch, the next penny you pick up off the counter, is the one that changes everything? Imagine paying off your home, traveling the world, or living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of, all because of a coin most people would ignore. The opportunity is real, but only for those who dare to look closer. The 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny stands as a symbol of possibility. It reminds us that wealth doesn't always come from where we expect it. Sometimes, it's right there in the palm of your hand. You just need the vision to see it. So don't let this chance slip by. Go check your coins, share this video with fellow collectors, and keep your eyes open, because the next millionaire story might just begin with you and a single 2015 penny. And remember, every great fortune starts with awareness. Stay curious, stay inspired, and who knows, the next time you hear that familiar jingle of change, it might sound a lot more like opportunity knocking. If you found this story inspiring, hit that like button, subscribe, and join our growing community of collectors turning pocket change into wealth. Because here, we don't just collect coins, we collect possibilities. Your $1 million penny could already be waiting. Don't let it go unnoticed.